Prospective customer and terrorism. Is there a connection? Yes, there is. How we do our KYC will determine whether we curb or promote terrorism in this world. Just like any commercial activity, every terrorist activity is fueled by money. If there was no money in the game, no one would be willing to fire bullets, smuggle guns, human trafficking, illicit drug trading, or performing activities of mass destruction. So let's see if you can answer this. How do we eliminate terrorism from this world? That's right, just pull out all the money involved in it. This money is black money. Black money is rooted in terrorism. And so, getting caught with black money means extreme legal repercussions. Therefore, holders of black money are always on the lookout for ways and means to convert their black money to white. This conversion is called money laundering. And KYC was conceptualized as a means to counter any kind of money laundering activity. To understand how, we must first understand how money laundering operates. Broadly, the stages in money laundering are placement, layering, and integration. Placement is when the money launderer places the black money into the system through a seemingly ordinary transaction like opening a bank account, depositing money, or availing a loan, repaying the loan, making an investment, and so on. Once the money is placed into the system, a series of transactions follows. Why? To camouflage the original money laundering transaction. It is like this. Imagine you have placed a few dirty linen among a pile of clothes. It will be difficult for someone to identify which ones are soiled and which ones are clean clothes. Layering in a financial transaction follows a similar idea. Integration is the final stage. This is where the money launderer performs a legal transaction like purchasing an asset, a property, an expensive painting, or investing in shares of a company, and so on. The money is finally converted to white, and the money launderer has escaped clutches of law. Most money launderers conduct their money laundering activity through unsuspecting individuals. These people are called money mules. Consider a hypothetical example. Jack operates in the underworld and holds cash to the tune of 1 billion. An associate introduces him to Joe, who has been providing money laundering services. Joe gets in touch with his network of about 100 people who are asked to open bank accounts in their respective names with different banks. Now, these 100 individuals very often have little or no clue of the larger picture. They usually follow Joe's instructions in return for some form of commission. These are the money mules. Now, the billions that Jack has is broken into smaller chunks and deposited systematically through these 100 bank accounts held by the money mules. Now that the money is placed into the bank, the mules perform transactions for layering, again as per instructions from Joe. The transactions are systematically crafted to eventually reach Jack's domestic or overseas account. Jack discloses these monies coming to him as legitimate sources of income. The money is now integrated and Jack has escaped law. The dirty terrorist fund is now circulating in our economy. What if these money mules approach us for opening an account, or availing a loan, or making an investment? What if a business vendor, an agent, or a DSA is a money mule? Or worse still, what if they are consultants to people like Jack? We would never know. The ways and means by which placement of black money into our system could happen are innumerable. You and I are incapable of thinking ahead of criminal minds and foresee what pattern could be followed. We cannot play detective, but that shouldn't stop us from performing our due diligence on every customer. Is our customer really who they are claiming to be, or are they using someone else's identity? Are they intending to operate their account themselves, or is someone else the real operator? Are they availing of our service because there is a real, genuine need, or is there an ulterior motive? Answers to questions like these is what KYC is really about, rather than a mere formality. eKYC, CKYC, these are just means that add convenience to the whole verification process. But KYC, the crux of KYC is really in the verification rather than the method of verification. Any lapse in the KYC process opens doors to money launderers. The consequences of any lapse, if caught, are extreme. There are several instances where the financial institution as well as concerned employees have faced severe legal punishment, including imprisonment. Ignorance of process, work pressure, or inadvertent oversight, these will not be admitted as valid reasons in the eyes of law. Next time we find KYC process time consuming and are tempted to take shortcuts, remember this. Behind every terrorist attack that has ever happened, there is an officer who committed a process lapse. By performing KYC in spirit, you are not just serving your customer or the company, you are in fact serving the world.